If you're there, say hello.
I am watching on mute on my computer so I can see how long the delay is. And see
isn't that so weird?
Yeah, like the delay is pretty substantial.
It is, because I noticed that. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Jennifer. Okay.
Just waiting for everybody to come in. Hi, guys.
Chris. I'm going to pour myself some wine while we're waiting.
Yes, pour yourself some wine. Hey, Chris. Hey, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. Hey, Bethany.
Y'all going to have to deal with wild-ass Bo. I'm sorry. I can hear him right now. He's whoa in his feelings. Whoa in his feelings. How are you guys doing tonight?
Mom going live on a regular basis.
Man, but I kind of like it. I like it. It's fun. I have a good time. I, wear really cheap wigs because I'm not going to spend money on one because I'm just going to treat it like hot garbage.
I literally shove it in the bag and shove it in a drawer, and I'm like, oh, that's why it looks kind of like shit, but it was also cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get a whole head for it. So, hi guys. Hi, Erica. Bethy, Christine, Bethany, Keisha. Hello to everybody who's come in.
Oh my gosh, so many people. Hello, everybody.
Those of you watching it on the replay, hello to you.
Yes.
Sorry.
We are matching pink ladies today.
We are. It's so cute. It was like, look at us with our pink hair.
I know. Once I realized you had a pink wig, I was like, wait, do we have the same wig? Close.
I know. Well, I think I got this like a couple years ago, and I swear I got it off of Wish. Hi, Tree Birds. Erica, Kathleen Garrett, hi.
I see people jumping over from Lacey's live to our live. Come on over. Welcome.
I know. Welcome. So I'm going to just go ahead and give you guys a quick intro on what we're going to be doing today. I thought it would be so fun because we get reviews all the time, right, guys? They're static and you see it, but you don't really get to ask questions. And even if you do ask questions, you could be a day or two late to the live or to the video, and then that question never gets answered. So I thought it'd be kind of fun if we were able to answer your questions about some of our favorites as we present them. And I'm going to go ahead and have Emily do her first favorite, and we're just going to trade off.
Oh. Well, I already see a question in the chat. Erica asked what my eyeshadow is. This is the Menagerie Cosmetics Pastel Pup, which if I don't get too drunk during this live stream, I'll finish editing tonight and have up tomorrow a video about it. But I'm not going to talk about that tonight because it's still new-ish. I'm going to start out kind of light and just mention this eyeliner from Ulta. So it's Ulta brand. It's their gel eyeliner, and this is the specific one in the color Peacock. So they have like different finishes and formulas. This is one of their matte liners, and it's very the thing with StreamYard is you can't like adjust the camera lighting, but it's super pigmented. That's a little better. It's very pigmented, it's very creamy, and it applies on the waterline really nicely. It also, I can wing it out and do like a wing liner with it. I have tried a couple of the different formulas they have, and I think their matte formula is much better than their like glittery, shimmery formula for me. And my I have really asshole waterline that doesn't like anything to stick to it. It's usually like high end, like give me the Fenty eyeliner or the Marc Jacobs eyeliner and we'll like behave. But this sticks really well, and it's a beautiful color, and it's very creamy. So
that is really pretty.
It's more, I'll probably reach for this more in the fall, winter, but it's beautiful. And what is seasons now that life is what it is?
For real, I'm starting to feel like that. I'm like, what's today? It reminded of that line from Empire Records where they're like, what's with you today? And he's like, what's with today? Yes. And I feel like that every day. Hi, Britt. Hey, Karen.
Hello.
So if we're going to start light, then I am going to go ahead and start with the one I almost forgot before we started streaming, which is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist long name for a fantastic product. I think one of the things I really like about this, I'm wearing it today. It just gives you like this really pretty glow, and it's not sticky. I feel like a lot of these that are supposed to give you glow are very sticky, and you just kind of end up being like, ugh. And this one just doesn't do that at all. And the mister is, I don't know if you guys will be able to catch this on film, but like that is just glorious. It just pumps right out like that, and it doesn't like spit in your face or punch you. It's just really, really nice. It's not like you're surprised when it hits you in the face. We're gonna pretend I didn't say that. But it's not like you're surprised when it hits you in the face, and it feels so good that you can kind of almost like overdo it a little bit, but it doesn't make you look all extra shiny. I've got a question about that, which is, but does it smell good? Tree birds, yes, it does. It does. It smells really good. It's got that like beautiful watermelon-y, like it smells good, it feels good. And I think because the way they set it, it sits like this. So you shake it and then you spritz. And it's just easy for you to take with you too. Like you can take it with you. I like this a lot.
I saw another question in the chat from, I lost it. Oh, Erica asked, has yours turned color? Because I've heard that as well, that spray, I don't know if it's because it's so fresh with the watermelon, that it can go off kind of quickly or quickly-ish.
I haven't noticed it yet, but here's the thing. I think that if you're going to get, especially any of these mists that have any kind of scent, you have to be really careful about where you store it. Because that's a thing. If you leave these kinds of things, especially because they're pressurized to a degree, you know what I mean? So if you leave them in your purse and you left your purse in your car, your bag in your car, then it will not be hot. So I got mine from Boxing Charm too, BRIT. And I don't know why, but I figured out just not to I have to leave it in cool spaces. If I leave it when places are cool, then it's fine. And I figured out with most of my mists, I have to leave it somewhere cool or it just gets weird.
I bet that would feel amazing if you left it in the refrigerator and then spritzed it on, especially in the summer.
In Texas?
Watermelon scented cold facial mist sounds like what I need for the summer. Yeah, you might get me to pick that one up. I was curious, actually. You don't have to test it because I don't want you to break your bottle, but I was curious to know if you could open that up, because if you could reuse it, like I would put my cheap ass that I still use Mario Badescu spray in there or something just to keep that mister. But again, I don't want you to break it.
Oh no, I was looking. I was looking to see. I was like, can you? I don't know. I think you kind of could, but because it seems like it's plastic, but the problem is I feel like the actual spritzer has some metal component to it in the inside.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll work out, but I do that kind of stuff all the time. Like I have a candy jar over here that I'm about to turn into a sponge holder. See? I'm I'm gonna put sponges in it.
That candy jar, old candle jars. Actually, I did that too. This is not a product, but I had this another cheap facial mist that I got at a Marshalls or TJ Maxx. That once I finished this, I put my Pixie Glow Tonic in there because I don't really think Glow Tonic does much for me, but I wanted to use it up. So this is an easy way to just do a little bit of a lightweight exfoliating mist, and I'll actually use it. So I love having a glass or reusable container for that reason.
I've been doing the same thing. I don't know. I find it's easier sometimes if you just reuse some of the things that you have because I had a glass up until spritzer died on it, but I had a little glass bottle that was for some other toner, and I started putting my Thayer's toner inside of it after that toner was gone. And I was like, yeah, girl, let's just keep going. So
exactly. Yeah. I love spray toners, the best. Okay. I'm going to go with, for my next item, the e.l.f. Oh, my lighting is so off. Maybe it's anyway, the e.l.f. hydrating camo concealer. So I picked this up 2 months ago, maybe, and tried it. And I felt like when I first put it on, like before I even blended it out, it was like glowing. Like I felt like I was bright without, and like radiant without being that weird, like 10 shades lighter underneath the eyes kind of look. But then when I, because you know, we've talked about that, like how we're like,
2016.
And then, oh wait, I'm just gonna mark that comment. Okay. But then, and so I used it and I was like, for me, I felt like first impression, when I blended it out, it almost looked like it like went away. Or when I powdered it, it's like any coverage like went away. But now that I've become some weird human being that doesn't powder my skin, I've tried it again recently and it's actually pretty nice. It's what I have on today. Under the eyes, I basically just spot conceal. I don't have any foundation on right now. So I have it on under the eyes, on my nose, a little on my forehead. And I think I like this, which also surprises me because I'm always questionable on e.l.f. I haven't had the best experience with them, but it seems like it's a very creamy concealer. If you don't like that texture on your skin, you probably want to set it down.
Yeah.
For me, once I put down so highlighter and blush on my nose, and I put highlighter over here, like where I do brightening concealer, it's enough powder that it sets it down that I actually don't need to set it underneath the eye.
I'm popping questions up so that you don't have to get like interrupted, but I wanted you to be able to answer it when you're ready.
Oh yes. So is it Kesha? Sorry, I think of the pop singer, but I'm probably whitewashing that. So my bad. Just to be honest, I use it underneath my eyes, and I have used it. I don't have spots too often. I'm very thankful for that for my skin. But I've used it to like put down to cover some redness and blend it out. I don't know if I would put this on a heavy amount and then like in the way that some people spot conceal, but I do use it to like help with redness and evening my tone. And BRIT, okay, I'll run through it. I have all of the mattes basically around my eye are the Menagerie Pastel Pup palette. I have Ripple from Cleona on the lids, and then I have a little blue liner from Glam Vice, the like little water activated liner. That is what's on my eyeballs.
Yo, sorry, I'm trying to be a professional YouTuber in this whole bag.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm just reading through the chat too to see. Bethany was saying the concealer is really nice, and I hated the original version. I feel like the original version, the non-hydrating one, was probably more of like a Tarte Shape Tape, but drier. And this one is more of like a creamier, definitely much more, I guess, radiant if you don't set it down. For like $5 that it is, if you're looking for a new concealer and you like the idea of radiant, I like it, I have to say.
Nice. I'm gonna try that because I've been looking at it like when I used to go to the store. When I was going into Walmart, I would see and I was like, oh, maybe I should try. I'm gonna say real quick hi to Allie and hello to Yolande because we have 2 new folks who showed up and said hello. Erica is over there, I think, having some difficulty with spelling because the wine is greater than the spelling. So, but she was saying that she needed to find a concealer that conceals and depuffs. Does that one do that?
No, no, I've never found anything that depuffs really. I feel yeah. I mean, I think that maybe a caffeine solution like what The Ordinary has might work, but I deal with more darkness than I do puffiness, or the darkness is what bothers me more than if I'm puffy. So I'm not really focusing on a concealer that's going to like cool that off and depuff it. I'm more focused on just trying to get some bouncing of the light, especially with the whole Robert Welsh technique that I've been doing a little more often lately.
Yeah, I've given up. I'm like, no more. It's not no more concealer. I just, when I'm wearing certain foundations, there's literally no reason to wear concealer. It just actually, for me, tends to be too much and too heavy on my face. So depending on what kind of foundation I have on, depends on whether or not I'm going to wear concealer. But I really did want to try that one, and I almost bought it on my last trip, and now I'm pissed off I didn't.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite of you, where like I'm more of I'll do a spot concealing and I'll do a foundation. But and even I have like a bunch of my makeup and skincare right here, so that's why I'm reaching. Even like a really lightweight something like this NYX Bear With Me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to waste my time with it because I'm like, I'll just spot conceal and like the rest is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, and so here's a good tip here. Use a frozen spoon or ice under the eyes to help depuff. Puffiness could also be a sign of dehydration, which, Allie, you're completely correct, because the majority of my puffiness is because I don't drink enough water and I drink too much booze. So, but these are the times for booze.
Yeah, cheers to that. Also, there's a question from Yolanda about your lip color, Audra.
Oh, good times. So I'm actually wearing this NARS lip paint, and I just put a Milani gloss on it, and it's this gloss. Haha, I remember I brought Too Legit, and I put the Too Legit on top of the Milani, or on top of the NARS lip paint. You have to be really careful with that lip paint though, because it'll get everywhere if you don't. Like, you kind of have to pat it and then bop, 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 and then gloss. All right.
Is that one of your next faves, or is that just an extra?
No, I just happened to have that on standby because I was trying to be professional. I'm such a nerd. So then I guess my next favorite is, of course, it's going to be something skincare related, because we know me. So I want to talk about the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. This will never, because it's white, the lighting's white. This is my bitch. I love this so much. It makes my skin, obviously look like glass, but it makes my skin just like so prepared and like flat. But I don't use it at night. You know what I mean? Like, I don't use it at night. I use it for when I'm going to wear like makeup, and I'm going to get the makeup. I'm going to look. You know, I always think it's weird when people spell it like that, because it's like, yuck. Anyway, it feels really nice. The main thing that people have to remember though when they're using this is it's not a serum that you like spread. This is definitely like a pat in and then let it sit for about 5 minutes and then go in. And when you start doing it, man, your makeup looks flawless. Every time I use this, my skin looks flawless by the time I'm done. And I'm like, that's right, I'm 22. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not. Just saying.
My reaction was that that was in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I had it in my cart, and then I was debating about some other things, and it sold out. But that means it'll probably be on sale in a future 21 Days of Beauty, so I'm going to pick it up then.
Yeah. And they're still doing a sale.
That's true. I saw a question in the chat about would the spoon trick apply the same or work the same as a cold jade roller? I'm pretty sure it does the same. Yeah.
It does. It actually does. I have one of those I got one, and I started getting all kinds of strange beauty tools. I mean, for me, they were strange, but I started getting a bunch of beauty tools in my boxes when I had them. Hush, sir. And I'm sorry, guys. And that was one of them, is I got like this little roller. It's in my fridge, and it feels so good when I've had a long day. I'm just like, yes, bitches. And I just get on there and do that for, I don't know, a couple minutes, just like roll it on one eye and then roll it on the other.
Oh, cool. I'm scared of my spoon having me in a Dumb and Dumber moment. Thank you for that comment. And Bethany asked, do we think rollers work? I don't have any experience with them. I'm pretty skeptical about them. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts?
Like the one, I mean, here's the thing. Some of these things work just by virtue of you feeling like it works. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
I mean, and it depends on how bad your issues are and things like that. So I just feel like there's some things that definitely work for some people, and it's like awesome and they get results. And then there's other things that work for nobody. But I like the little roller I have. It helps with a little bit of this. That's about it. But it's not all the time. I usually just use it when I'm like extra puffy and I've had way too much wine, and I have to look like I didn't have wine.
That's fair. That's fair. Let me see. Okay. So I actually have a skincare adjacent item that needs a good wash, but this is the makeup eraser. So I picked up a 2-pack from like TJ Maxx a couple months back. I really like using this. So you get it wet with warm water. So I do a double cleanse. I use a balm. Usually I use a balm cleanser, and then I'll go in with like a really lightweight gel, whatever free sample-ish cleanser I have in my collection. But with the balm cleanser, usually I will try to emulsify it some. But if I have any trouble getting it emulsified, then this is really good to go in and actually remove the product. With something like the Pharmacy Green Clean, I find that emulsifies really easily. But like I just recently started using the Hamish balm cleanser, which is a Korean brand, and I really like it, but it doesn't emulsify quite as much as the pharmacy one. But with this is soft enough that it doesn't feel rough on my skin. And I can do that to get the balm cleanser off and then go in with a light double cleanse. And my skin always feels like super like clean without being tight or weird like that. I also don't use makeup wipes. I use this for swatches. So I just did a series so when I did my series of swatching all my single photos, so I had this in a little plastic container with soapy water. So like just a little bit of Dawn dish soap or Dr. Bronner soap or whatever in a lot of water. And I just yes, amazing. Yeah, it's the makeup eraser is great for double cleansing. But for removing swatches, having it just in a lot of water with a little soap, I would just take this out, kind of squeeze it out, wipe off my arm like 3 times. It would take off all of my bright, colorful shadows. I would dry it off and be able to go right back into swatching again, rather than I feel like I would use like probably 3 or 4 makeup wipes to like clean an arm of swatches. I feel like I haven't bought makeup wipes in like probably a year since I've had this. So
yeah, I don't buy them either, but I think the thing is with me is I got them, I would just get them in beauty boxes all the time. Sorry, y'all, I have extra dry eye. But I would get them in beauty boxes all the time, and it was horrendous.
Chris just popped in the chat. Hey, Chris.
He did. Hey, Chris. Have a good night.
Have a good night. But yeah,
thank you.
If you're getting beauty boxes, it makes sense. Like just use what you get. But if you don't want to buy makeup wipes as often, these are nice. And somebody else in the chat mentioned the Ulta has them. That's true. I think any kind of like the Ulta brand sells them, or makeup eraser at a discount store is worth it, because they're pretty much they're generally all the same, in my opinion.
I have like this little one that looks like an eye. Hush, son. I have a little one that looks like an sleeping eye mask. But I don't know what it is. I think maybe my eyes are just too sensitive, or I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but it kind of hurt my face. So I had to let that go. I was just like, no, I'm good. So I'm trying it again, but I'm trying to maybe do it differently. But I think the other issue is that I have been using a cleansing balm for a long time now. So I'm not used to feeling anything on my face anymore. So it makes me mad.
I can understand that for sure. I feel like there are times, I'll admit, there are times and I'm a little too over eager, and then I'm like, oh, let me not do that. That was a little too far. But if I'm more controlled, and cleansing balm usually breaks up all the makeup anyway, I can just cleanly wipe. Oh yeah, sorry, my cat was cleaning in my kitchen because he likes to do that.
Kidding. Wait, Tracy, you said there's another brand, the Vintage Cosmetic Company, sold at Ulta, works the same way. Sorry, y'all, Bo's tearing his paper up. He found it, he's destroying it. I don't know what to do.
Oh, and there's another amazing comment from Keisha. So Audra, your fingers are all you need. This is a family show.
Listen now. Come on now.
Well, I drink our wine. Yeah.
I am like really kind of a freak about how, like, what touches my face, how much pull is on my face. Like, I'm kind of insane about it. But I mean, what do you want me to do? Wait, what? Mindy's over here saying, once again, the Dollar Tree has some awesome towels in the car cleaner section. They are bomb, so soft. I'm hoping that that was soft instead of like, so soft.
Again, when we can actually go into store, I'm gonna go.
Vibrating makeup tool. I love that thing. Listen, we're not going to talk. No, we're not going to be rude about my makeup tool, Tracy. I love that thing. I love it. My skin is glorious because of it. I'm kidding.
That's amazing.
Oh, wait, what number are we on? Am I on number 3?
Yes.
My son is getting a little nuts, guys. All right, so number 3 is going to be, I'm not wearing it today, and I don't know why, why I'm not, but because it's Thursday. But it is this Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation. I freaking love it. All right, I was shocked and surprised because I don't know, I'd heard some not great things, but I will say that if you're buying it online, go whatever shade that you think that you might be, go a shade deeper, okay? Because it might be a little light based on their color swatches. I hate it when they do that. There's some brands that are very, very good at it. Tarte's actually really good about showing you color-wise, but these were not good swatches of it. And so the pecan that I have on is supposed to be so dark, and it not so dark, but it was supposed to be significantly darker than it is. But what I like about this is not only its bougie packaging, but it doesn't take a lot. It's a very small pump, and then you're just rocking and rolling. It feels like skin on your face. It does have a little bit of a weird transfer that I haven't quite figured out yet, but I think I solved most of it when I started using a little bit of a powder on top of it. He's gonna hurt himself. So Ashley was asking me, does it transfer or sweat off? It does have, like I was saying, a little bit of transfer, and it's kind of weird, but when you put a little bit of powder on top of it, it's fine. It does not sweat off for me. And I have combination skin for reference combination, which is currently trending towards oily as we move into spring and summer. But I haven't really had any problems with it. In fact, when I go to wash this off, this is another one of those foundations where I'm really, really glad that I have a cleansing balm, because it's trying to stay all up on my face. It feels like, it doesn't say that it's waterproof, but it feels like it's waterproof. So it just kind of gets really, really rowdy. And so I'm just very careful about it.
I saw a question from Feffy. How does the Jouer compare to Becca?
Oh. It's making me choose between. Okay, listen, I'm going to be honest. Because I talked about the Becca last night, I didn't want you guys to be upset that I talked about it again. So really my favorite is the Becca. Just don't come for me, okay? I love the Becca. I'm wearing the Becca now. Kathleen, what do you think of people shaving their face? Does it truly make the foundation look smoother? I'm not going to say it's just the foundation. It's your overall face looks better because there's not hair sticking to it. I've also found that when I shave my face, the other good thing about it is that I don't have product sticking in places, making weird splotchy, smeary space. Because I already have discoloration right in here. So the last thing I need is those angry little hairs ruining my life. And I'm at that age now where you go to sleep and you wake up and there's a 4-inch long hair growing out of your cheek. So yes, shave your face, Kathleen. Don't be ashamed. It's a good party.
It also is kind of exfoliating, right? I haven't done it much in my life, but it kind of is another little exfoliating. That's why for a long time people were calling it dermaplaning. And I'm like, no, you're shaving your face. You just happen to maybe be kidding some of that very top dead skin layer.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot like shaving your legs and things like that, don't exfoliate right before or right after you're going to shave. Wait a few days if you're going to actually exfoliate your face, because that won't be pretty. That will not be a nice friend. So calm down. And then Bethany said that she bought the Becca Foundation yesterday after the chat. And I have a feeling I'll be trying to restrain myself on that after this as well. I am not encouraging you to buy anything that you don't want to buy.
Like how I listed off all of those indie eye products on my face and like don't feel pressured by any of
Yes, do not let that pressure come to you. So so I feel weird about face shaving. Maybe if I had a beard. You do. We all do. We all have a little bit of face hair and we don't know about it. Look, listen, Kesha, if you're wondering where your face hair is, just get in the light a little bit, turn, and like you'll see it. Just look out of the corner of your eye, you'll see those little peach buzzes growing up out of your face.
Also, Kesha said, if I skip the Sephora sale, do I get kicked out of Bad Bitches Anonymous? Considering being an okay bitch. Okay bitch life. Also, you're hilarious. So thank you for being in the chat.
I know. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to show this for the people on the replay so they can see that.
That's amazing.
But, I mean, no, here's the thing. You don't get kicked out of Bad Bitches Anonymous. I don't think nobody should ever feel pressured to buy anything if you don't want to. Couple quick little things here. Don't worry, Audra, we know you're in a relationship with Ms. Rebecca Cosmetics. Listen, that's the best relationship I've ever had.
She reciprocates, you know.
No, so I'm going to hit this one right quick. I'm sorry. I'm scared though, doesn't hear you shave, grow back darker and thicker. No, that is a myth. That is a myth. If that were true, girl, I would have a full, thick, woolly beard right now because I have been shaving my face for a long time. I would be talking to you like bearded lady in this bitch. So like, I'm telling you, that is not true. I don't know where that myth got started. People, it's the same way people be like, you pluck out a gray hair and 2 more grow in its place. Like it doesn't. You're fine.
Also, requested okay bitch merch.
Okay, bitch. Well, I'd love that. See, I'd love to. However, I promised, 805 Bird Chris, I promised her that she would get carrots and tacos first. So she's gonna win.
I might have to do some merch that has like bad bitch, cross it out, okayest bitch. Me and one of my friends use the word, like she'll say she has the okayest life. So I feel like okayest bitch.
Like, I am the okayest bitch until I am a bad bitch. But yeah. You know what I mean? I haven't tried shaving, but I think my face would get mad. Okay. Fun fact about your face getting mad. One, I kind of have a dual use for my cleansing balm. It also doubles to help me shave my face. And because I can see through it, I'm very, very careful. I'm looking at it. I kind of like press like my skin a little bit. So I'm pulling, making sure that everything's flat and nice and neat. If you watched a man shave, it's actually kind of mesmerizing. That's how I learned how to shave.
Also, hello to Heresy, who's in the chat and called you Duck Dynasty Audra for your imaginary thick and grizzly beard.
Yeah, what's up? I think that, sorry if I missed somebody else's question, it's kind of just like rolled down. So let me see if I can come back up because this thing is it doesn't matter which side you're in, the comments are just like hateful. Yeah. Neutral bitch. Kimberly came in and said hello. There it is. Duck Dynasty Audra.
Christine said mediocre bitch TM. Like, yeah. Oh, there's a question from Allie. Shave with or against the growth?
See, with my face, and because I'm not like a dude, I kind of just, when I'm doing my shaving, I kind of, depending on where I am. So if I'm in this region, I do back because it's kind of like, your hairline beard, you know what I'm talking about? Like your hairline beard where you're about to grow into that area there. I'm going to grow my goatee. So when I'm here, I tend to just kind of do backwards. But when I hit like this part of my face and like near my cheeks, I go like, let me see. I'm like, let me see how I shave my face. I tend to do down first a little bit because I've usually raised everything up and then I kind of go down first a little bit and then I'll let it chill and then I'll kind of come back and like I switch sides and like I'm very nice and sweet about it. So, shave your face. What were we supposed to be doing?
He's just like, y'all can make me a bumpy bitch with the shaving. I don't shave my face because lazy, but so blame doesn't lie on me. But you know, I feel like I trust Audra. Like if I wanted to shave my face, I would be there being like, tell me how you shave your face, please.
Yeah, I mean, I get up in there and I'm like, time to shave my mustache. I think I have a video where I'm actually shaving my mustache in the video. I was like, we're gonna shave this thing. And I started shaving it. I don't care. I mean, I avoid irritation. I am very careful about how I do it. I treat my face, you know, like I treat my nether regions. That's it. You just treat it like your taco. If you shave your taco. If you don't, I don't know how else to help you. No, I'm just kidding.
If you don't shave your face either. Okay, we were talking about favorites. So
yes.
that's where we okay. So then wait, I'm on my 4th item. Is that right?
Yes, because you started first.
Okay. So I started light, but then I have 2 products for one fave. But it's 2 colors within one range. So these are the Nabla Skin Glazing Powders. So this color is Truth, and this color is Ozone. This was a Ulta 21 Days of Beauty purchase that I'm very, very happy about. So I have both of these on my face today. Truth I use as a glowy blush. If you aren't as into straight up glow, I would say you could use it as a blush topper. And then Ozone I use as a highlighter. It's really, but today I have other shit on my face too, so I don't know how helpful it is. I think that they really like hit the nail on the head calling it a skin glaze or skin glazing, because especially the highlighter, it actually just looks very, very glossy on my skin. And it's one of those highlighters that I will put all on my cheek to my, yes, I will swatch them. Perfect. All on my cheek to my like temple and all down my nose. Like I'll put it everywhere because it's just that like smooth looking. And even in a swatch, I don't know if it's going to be that like convincing. And they have other colors. They have a deep red that I think would be an awesome blush on deeper skin tones. And then they have other shades in like highlighting tones. So, this, you really can't see in this light. On this hand, I do have, I wish you can actually see the glow.
Ooh.
So that's
you can see the glow on that.
color. And then this is True.
Those are really pretty. I've been considering, I haven't gotten anything from Nabla and I was going to.
Yeah.
You're kind of giving me like the,
So my thoughts on these was like, they were $12 each in the sale. So I thought it was really worth it. They're $24 not on sale, which is like not as bad as like a Becca highlighter or an Ofra highlighter. But it's also, I think you would like these actually, Audra, because it's not the kind of highlighter that's like bam, like gonna lift you. It's more of just like glassy, glossy, shiny in that way. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm like, I like to glow.
So yeah, like this one I would just like put almost everywhere. And then like today I added a little bit of a funky green highlighter here. But yeah, I don't like the name Nabla. It's not,
I don't either.
They're a really hit or miss brand for me. Nabla keeps releasing eyeshadow palettes with amazing packaging, and then the colors, I'm just like, womp womp womp. Not so into it.
That's one of my favorite movies. Have you ever seen that, Emily?
No, I haven't. I have to look.
Oh my God, you have got to watch that.
I love
Who's the master? Show enough. I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody. Continue.
I love Feffy. I'm feeling emotions over those highlighters. Like they really like. I think if you're afraid of highlighters or you're more into that like dewy skin life, the like Samantha Ravindal life, but you don't want to deal with cream products, I feel like this is a good one to try. And yeah, the texture, the impression and the actual pan, and then the texture on the skin are both just so nice. I stared at these for a really long time. and then finally got them on sale. And Yolanda, so Nabla has a trio of 6-pan eyeshadow palettes, and they each are like paired with some lip products. Again, with those palettes, the outside packaging got me all excited, and the colors inside just kind of bore me. But that's me. That's somebody that likes to put the rainbow on their eyes.
Ooh.
So. I actually wanted to say, if you are looking at the Nabla 6-pan, that's the berry tones, I would actually recommend looking at the Colored Raine Power Palette, because that is 9 shadows with a very similar berry color story and a little bit of purple, and it's like on sale for $15 right now. So that was something I just noticed this morning, where I was like, they're pretty similar, and I know I love the Color Raine formula. The Color Raine eyeshadow formula.
So it's funny that you should mention that.
Okay.
One of my favorites I am wearing on my face today, the Colored Raine. Listen, this Vivid Pigments palette is the shit. It just like this means all the like Colored Raine needs so much more hype than it's got. Like I'm just saying, because I'm wearing, I think, let me see. Today I decided to wear Drip Drop, which is this blue here, and then I threw on Level Up, which is the green. I can't ever turn things towards the camera properly. Don't look at me messed up. And then I put some of the Party Drip on. There's a few other colors that I like added that aren't from this palette, but this palette is just gorgeous. And I think one of my favorite things about this one in particular is it's very easy. All of the colors are very easy to work with. And everybody's least favorite word, pigmented. It's pigmented. It's got a lot of, I mean, I know everybody doesn't like the word, but what do you want me to call it? Brad Pitt? Do you want me to call it
pigmented? Like it's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm like, it's fucking pigmented. Like I can come up with another word for pigmented, and we can just, it's
saturated.
Yes, it's saturated. So I mean, it is. And the thing is, the layout is very pleasing to the eye, which is something I don't normally get from a lot of palettes. For me, it's very pleasing. I like the way that they laid it out. It's very rare to me that they actually lay out a palette, a colorful palette, where I like the way it's laid out. Most of the time I hate it. And I'm like, because a lot of times, especially they would try to make this color be your center of focus, and they didn't do that. So I just feel like that really just gave it a good cohesiveness overall. And then, excuse me, sorry. And then like this Level Up, like I barely tapped into that. Barely. Do you see what I'm saying? And I keep saying this, I'll say it every day until the end of time. I'm absolutely not going to fuss with a shadow. And this is so easy. It's so easy to create bright, colorful looks without having to fuss with it. They blend together like freaking dreams too. Like I was easily able to get those two colors to just hang out. They weren't fighting each other. One didn't just magically disappear. They're gradiating, and gradiating, can you say that? But there's a gradient coming from the front. I just love it. I cannot get enough of it. And I think what I really love about it is when I started playing with color again, this was definitely something that I wanted to try, and your recommendation, Emily, definitely made me be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, because I used to play with color and then I just got, I don't know, I got like intimidated and quit. And now that I'm playing with it again, I'm like, yeah.
Well,
making all kinds of weird faces at people.
Yeah. Also, Kara's like, we aren't supposed to use the word pigmented. I feel like people are just tired of the word, but it's the best way to describe certain formats.
Yeah. I don't like to use the word opaque, Kathleen. I don't know why. I think it's because it feels.
Oh, I'll say color slept on as well.
Yes. Also, by the way, I'm going to hurt your feelings because last time I was on Colored Raine, that was sold out, but still, it's my favorite.
I recommended it for like a year when it was, so I've told this story on my channel, and I've told this to you. I bought it when they were singles, when it was a collection of singles, and I love it. I love it as singles. And for the longest time, it was marked as sold out, or they were talking about they were going to bring it back as a palette. I still talked it up so much because I was like, just sign up for their email list, watch out for it, because like if you want color, because it's a Black-owned brand, I felt comfortable recommending it to you. I felt comfortable recommending it to like any variety of people, because I'm just like, I don't think, I'm like, I know it looks bright on me, but also I'm pretty sure it's going to look great on like all different skin tones.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's what I love, because here's the thing about pigmented shadows, and I'm brown. I'm just, as a brown person, I'm going to say that I prefer a lot of times to get bright, fun colors from Black-owned brands, because I know that they know about my pigment. So they're not making me look like a fool. Sorry, I'm having to play ball with this dog as well. I apologize. But, you know, I end up being, I know that the color is going to be there, that the saturation is going to be there, the payoff is going to be there. I'm not going to be wandering around looking, you know, half dead by the end of the day. And that's the big thing, is that this lasts for hours. Like, it's not even a shadow where you put it on and then 4 hours later, you're just like, where did the blue go? Where's the green? No, girl, it's staying. It is staying.
Also, the chat is full of lots of talking about
Moist. I've been putting some of it up.
And I'm just like, okay, let's go on to the comment, which I like Tracy's comment. But I'm just like, I'm distracted, but let's talk makeup. But yeah, when I love this color, but if you're a deeper skin tone, try a different one. It's like, that's not very helpful.
It isn't, because that's the thing, is you can use even the lighter shades in here that are more like a pastel-y, they still look good. That's the thing, is I can wear all of these and I'm not afraid to wear them and be washed out. And that's a big thing for me. I don't want to look casket ready. I don't. That's not cute. You know, I'm a grown ass. I'm getting closer to that point in my life anywho. So the last thing I need is to be the Walking Dead at this point. Hey.
If you're a deeper shade, just go to Home Depot.
Who said that? Snap. Yes, I still say snap, and it's 2020. Give me 1 second. I gotta. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab his wipes. If I wipe his head with his dog wipes, he'll calm down.
Aww. While Audra's away, I will just happily say, I've tried Color Raine and their eyeshadow formula. I've tried their singles. I've tried the Queen of Hearts. I've tried the Vivid Pigments palette. I've tried one of their 6-pan little palettes. The only palettes I haven't tried are the Power palette and the Safari Raine. Every single thing I've tried, the quality is consistently amazing. The mattes are very, very saturated. Shimmers are very metallic and like easy to apply. Like, just if you're thinking about it, or if you just like, I want to try a new brand and you want to support also like a cool indie brand right now when corporations are fucking fire, like firestorms, garbage fire, not like fire in a good way. Color Raine is great.
Oh, baby. Yeah. It's his favorite thing. I'm sorry. Oh, now he comes up to be sweet.
Of course.
Because he was like, where are the wipes at, Mom? Okay. He loves you. Like, I think you guys might see him over here.
Oh, he's so cute.
I don't know why pitties are like this. I apologize. He just loves wipes, and I got him like this. I didn't make him like it.
Kerosene, I swear Bo and Bennett are the same creature.
I'm terribly sorry.
I feel like Bennett's a little bit more high-pitched than Bo, but similar.
I think that the Safari Raine is supposed to be getting restocked a final time, and I believe it is going to, but I don't know what's happening because I think she's in California.
Okay. I know last in May. And I agree with what Ashley said. I think Color Raine is outshined by Juvia's Place being in Ulta now. I think that Ulta needs to continue to pick up indie brands, and picking up a Colored Raine, picking up like, I would love for them to pick up a brand that does singles and even do like a little collection of singles for people to like buy. But I think that Ulta needs to pick up more indie brands, especially ones that are owned by like Black owned or Latino owned brands.
Well, and also, you know, I was looking at some of the Juvia's Place palettes, and here's the thing about those. There's some that just seem very repetitive in the color selection. And I think that that's the problem is when you look at a colored Raine palette, for the most part, there's not a whole lot of repetition. There's not like this is the same and this is the same. The Juvia's, that's kind of, there is one Juvia's Place palette I really, 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 really want. And if I decide to buy it, I'm going to buy it and I'll let y'all know if I bought it.
There's one Juvia's Place palette I might buy. They're having their drugstore sale right now because my green monster can't be stopped. I might finally buy the tri palette, but I agree that Give Me Glow. If Ulta picked up Give Me Glow, even just their highlighters and their palettes, not even their singles, I feel like that would be a game changer. I want the Give Me Glow highlighters. Yes, they're doing like a collaboration with somebody. The highlighter collaboration, they sneak peeked. Oh, I want it. Because my fave, Lacey, loves their highlighters as well.
Yes. That's just a comment. Some of the things aren't necessarily things we have to like say anything to. I'm just like popping it up so if you're live, you can be like part of the chat without having to be in the chat.
Yeah, so Danica, thank you. She said you two look stunning tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm always like I'm either way ahead or behind in the comments.
No, I know. I'm just looking like where are we at? Yeah. Yeah, I think and Color Raine is one of those brands that I want to just like tweak how they market themselves. Like in a dream world, like just the little things. I'm like, I think they could kill it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough.
There are, that's what I'm talking about.
I was just reading that He's currently depotting on my ColourPop palettes. There's a lot of overlap. Yeah, ColourPop dupes themselves over and over again. We talked about this, Audra and I. Like we're both kind of like over ColourPop.
Yes. I don't know. I don't feel like it's very exciting at all. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just, the other thing too is I think that I get it like at the price point, right? Like when I first start playing with makeup and you're trying new things, I think ColourPop is a great place to start, especially if you're not sure if you want to wear, you know, like a pink highlight, you know, start at ColourPop because instead of spending $34 or $18 for an indie brand and then discover you hate it, you can, you know, spend $4 at ColourPop, and if you don't like it, it's $4. It's not going to be the end of the world. And no matter what your price point is, because even when I was dead ass broke, $4 was still okay with me. So I like that a lot. This is, wow, I wasn't expecting all y'all to be like up in this bitch. So
I love it.
I do too.
And yeah, Carrot says they trick us by calling them monochrome and selling them weeks apart. Yeah. I mean, like, I have a couple of the monochromatic palettes. And I've thought about, because they're all magnetized, I like that because you could, for me that likes to build my own color stories, I could like mix and match and build a little like 9-pan out of those, or I could take them all out and depot them like Kara's doing. But at this point, I think I'm probably going to just try to find somebody else that wants them, which is kind of hard for me because I don't have friends into makeup. Because I feel like I have so many colorful formulas that I love that if I just depot them, I don't know, like I might use them, but I also might just keep skipping over them. Whereas I could give the palette to somebody that might actually enjoy using the whole. I don't know.
What's up? Okay. It's me. So wait, go ahead. It's what?
Danica's comment about super chat. I think it's because Audra's not monetized yet. Although I bet you have a Venmo or PayPal like I do. I'm going to be shameless and say I'm sure we have one.
I have a Cash App. That's it. Like,
Cash App.
Buttermilk pie. Now I'm even happier that I did that because now when I say it, I get to say it like that every time. Like, buttermilk pie. All those people, like those creepy dudes who hit on me, I get to talk to them like that. I'm like, hey, yo, girl, I want to sop you up like a biscuit. I'm like, I prefer you do it. Thank you. You have a nice day, sir. Mhm.
I wanted to comment on something Kathleen said. She says, I definitely like trying cheaper products if I want to see if a color works for me or not. I do think that's fair, but I think that for me, my experience with having less expensive eyeshadows, that oftentimes the formula doesn't work for me. Sometimes the color also doesn't work because it doesn't show up the way it does in the pan.
Yes.
So it's like you might try a monochromatic green palette from ColourPop and be like, well, I guess green is just not for me because like this looks terrible on me. But it's like, well, that was a blue tone green palette. And maybe you have yellow undertones. So those blue tones are not going to look great on you. But if you picked up some olive shadows, you might get this like swampy green smoky eye that you fucking love. So it's hard looking at cheaper products because sometimes they can totally fill that spot, but sometimes they just kind of deceive you even more because they make you think you can't pull something off.
Yep.
When you can, because anybody can wear everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing that I do like about that colored Raine palette is that the colors, and say what you will, but I feel very fortunate that these blues and greens, I normally don't like blues and greens for the specific reason that they do not skew well and the saturation is not right, and they're either too blue or too green to where on dark skin it looks like hot ass garbage, so you look kind of like 1980s Barbie, which is like a prostitute, and I'm not looking forward to that. So, and I'm not talking about the good kind that go into hotel rooms and all that. I'm talking about like on the streets, and like things have gone wrong. So this is the thing. I don't want to look like that. All of that to say that.
Yeah, greens can do that. Like greens and blues can both pull gray. I bet, especially on deeper skin tones. And I know it's happened to me with cheaper shadows on me, and I'm as close to white as you could probably get. Yeah, I just think it's tricky if you actually want to like understand color. Yes, Kara, exactly.
I'm sorry, I couldn't let it go.
No, it's perfect. It kind of finished the thought. Exactly. I want blue eyeshadow to look like the $1,500 dinner escorts, not the $10 BJ hookers. That's what I want.
Yeah, not the good kind that go to hotel rooms.
Amazing.
That's gonna be my tagline. Not the good kind that go to hotel rooms. Because, like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's ColourPop is one of those things where it's cute, but I feel like a lot of times when I got it, like some of the palettes I like, but others I was just like, why is this so dry? Like, what happened? It dry. Like a lot of their products just dry up so fast, and it's not even just liquid. It's their Super Shock shadow. Like all of it just seemed to kind of, and you're like, what happened to you? And it's like, I don't know. And you're like, okay.
I also, not to keep going back to our fave colored Raine, but I think about their 9-pan monochromatic palettes. They're $12. If you buy a purple, a blue, a green, that's already $36 from ColourPop. You can buy your $35 colored Raine Vivid Pigments palette and get those shades and more, super vivid, super bright. Yeah. And yes, we don't have shimmers in the Color Raine formula, but I personally don't think the ColourPop shimmers are all that impressive anyway. So.
Oh no, they're the business. Their shimmers are really nice.
Yeah.
I have it in the colored Raine. If she wanna be a freak and sell it on the weekend, it's none of your business. I'm sorry. I still sing that song. Like it ain't nobody's business.
Perfection tonight. It's really.
It really is. Like, it probably doesn't help that I'm like, I just say whatever's on my mind. Boy, you better quit it. He's so bossy.
And yeah, what's ColourPop in a Sydney Grace and JD Glow world? Yeah. Give me Sydney Grace, JD Glow, Davina, Color Raine. I could keep going, but I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, like indie brands are oftentimes a little bit more expensive, but if you're thoughtful in how you pick things out, I used to waste way more money at a brand like ColourPop or somebody like a Makeup Revolution or even Elf. So it's all about like making the right choices.
Yeah, I mean, that's why even when it comes to foundation and I'm talking about it and I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's $44 foundation. However, you're not using 3 or 4 pumps. You're using a pump per use. So it's not something that's just like, yeah.
Also, Tracy asked, what about BH Cosmetics? I don't have that much experience with their eyeshadow. I have, because I have some of my makeup right here, I have a colorful highlighter palette that I love from them. That's like very colorful and kind of weird. But otherwise,
it's a no from me, dog.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in anything they've released recently, and I kind of just prefer ignoring them.
Yeah, I had all the Brazils. Was it Take Me to Brazil and then Take Me Back? Oh my God, did you just hear him fart? Okay, moving on. He farts like a grown ass man. I apologize, y'all. I own up to my farts. Now, here's the thing. I had to take me to, first of all, I was pissed off because I got to Take Me to Brazil and got me to Take Me Back to Brazil, thinking this was when I was young and stupid. That was what, 3 years ago? Moving on. The point is, they're the exact same palette. They just added like 2 colors, really. It really wasn't like a big change. And the thing that really pissed me off about it is like, there's like this bright pinky color and like a purple, and those are the best colors in there. Everything else was just kind of like meh. And they are chalky. I find that they're very chalky formula. I don't know if they've upgraded since then, but it's pretty, I don't know. I found that it was kind of chalky. Even when I was working with it, when I wasn't super great at eyeshadow, I didn't like the way that it felt. I know pigment can feel a little, but I just didn't like the way it felt. I felt like it disappeared too. It would go away into nothing. And I felt a lot like I just found this next to me. I felt like this is one of those little palettes that looks like it's going to be so much fun, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. Because you essentially have to take the colors and you can't, like, as vibrant as this is, as soon as you hit it on your eye, it goes away. So to keep it that vibrant, you have to just do like the pat method and just do a build. Anything other than that, you're going to, like, as soon as you start blending it, it just blends away into fucking nothing almost. So, you know, it looks cute, but then you start messing with it and it's like, bye. And that's how it feels about being. Say almost the same thing with this Violet Boss palette. Same thing.
I feel like BH, if you are tempted from them and you're in the US, buy it from Ulta because returns.
Yeah.
But like, I would never shop directly from their site because I think that it's way too hit or miss in terms of like quality and possible good quality versus the kind of shitty stuff.
Yeah. Of course, Tracy, that's what these are for. So exactly. The point is for you guys to be able to ask questions live time. If we have answers, we'll give them. If we don't have answers, we'll say we don't know. But at least you get an opportunity to have a question answered in live time instead of, you know, putting a comment up. And then it could take, like these days, it kind of takes me a little bit longer to answer than I used to. Not for anything other than, you know, the times are changing and things are a little awkward. So sometimes I just come home and veg out and try not to like think about the world.
Also, a lot of times people in the chat also have things to say. So like we might not have answers, but if somebody else in the chat does, like that's why you're all here. So that I love this idea.
Like when we were all talking about shaving our faces.
Exactly.
Spoons on our faces.
He has a question. Not sure if any of you have it on your faves, but what is Milk Cosmetics deal? I don't know what to do with them.
I'm not a fan. Sorry.
They're just very middle of the road to me. Like they don't do it for me, to be honest.
Every time I got one of them little sticks, it was hard as a rock. I'm trying to like scrape this thing across my face. I'm just like took off a layer of my skin. I was like, fuck this noise. Everybody kept being like, it's so good, it's milk. And I'm like, it's not milk. It's like really, I mean, maybe it's ice cream. Yeah. But
I have a cream blush from them. It's not dry, but it's also fairly new. It was a mini, so I like picked it up when I discovered cream blush. But for me, the idea of stick skincare schemes me out because especially if you deal with breakouts, if you have a breakout on your face or something coming up and you rub a stick on it because it's your serum or it's your moisturizer or whatever, you close it up, any bacteria that was on your face is now possibly on that stick, kind of growing. And then you're going to go in the next day and rub that same stick back on your face. So it's not guaranteed, but I feel like it's a good way to like get more breakouts if you have breakouts and you're using it.
And the thing is too, like I was saying, with it being hard, like I feel like the worry there is you don't exactly know when it's going to dry out on you, and it could be like kind of okay, and the next day you go to use it and like scrape it across your poor innocent skin that did nothing wrong to deserve that milk stick. Like that's how I felt about it. I was like, ugh.
I know that people talk about the grip primer from Milk.
Mm-hmm.
Get a sample from Sephora if you're into it. Like that's my thought is like I prefer shopping at Ulta where I can do returns, but I will go into Sephora, well, when we can, and get samples like shamelessly because that's why they're charging what they're charging. So, you know, get a deluxe sample or I mean, Sephora will be back. I don't think they're dead. Personally.
I'm about to die out.
What?
No, I was about to fall out because Tree Birds is up in here, just like the whole.
Yeah.
Milk, but with weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't really know about like if I'm because every time I see Milk, I just always feel like, it's like, the night after, like the morning after, and they're kind of like wanting to get some, and you roll over and you look at them and you're like, no thanks. Like that's why I feel very much like, no thanks, already had you last night. So like I don't know. The Hydro Grip and You're Not Friends. I just have never wanted to, and maybe it's because of the name. Like there's something about the name Milk that seems inherently white, and I am brown, so I don't know why. Because I don't drink chocolate milk. Maybe that's the problem.
I only want to milk in my coffee, and otherwise, it's not a brand name that like attracts me at all.
No, me either.
It also just feels like cool girl makeup.
It does.
The way that Glossier does and all that, where it's like you can't put on too much makeup, but you should wear some of our overpriced makeup and skincare. But you can't look like you try too hard. Otherwise, nobody's going to like you. And it's like, shut up and let me just wear makeup how I want to wear it.
Thank you. I'm so glad to hear, because like everybody talks about Glossier, and they're just like, Glossier, Glossier, Glossier. I feel like that's what they say it. They're like, have you tried the new Glossier? If you haven't, you're not welcome to the party. Edward, a word. So it's like, I don't know. There's something, I just don't like it. And I feel like it's very like, how all of their ads, it seems like a large amount of their ads have women with like freckles and like glass ass skin. And I'm just like, I want to paint my face in foundation, and I'm not going to be shamed for it.
Yeah, because they're promoting this like low makeup aesthetic, but every single model is perfection. And it's like, maybe if you magically showed somebody like without absolute perfect skin, you might bring in other consumers into your market.
Well, and it also looks a lot like, I feel like every time somebody's using it, it's supposed to be so easy, but I feel like everybody who's using it always looks like it's like a lot of work. Like it doesn't look like it was so easy. They're like, oh yeah, I love this because like you just dab it on. You just like dab it, and then you dab it, and then you put this on it and you build it, and then you lick your balls. Like it just seems like
this for like 10 minutes, and you're like,
yeah. They're like, and then after you've given over the blood of your firstborn son, you will look like She said the vegan moisturizer is good. What happened to nude sticks? What happened to those?
I don't know.
I didn't like it because they had the word nude in it.
Again, it's the whole stick product thing. I just think it's a weird niche.
It's a weird concept. Like, let's put all your shit in a stick and hope that you don't end up looking like hot garbage in 3 days.
Exactly. Also, I see that there was a question about brand names. Tracy asked, so Milk, Nabla, what other names are weird or off-putting? So that's why I see some Kindness Vegan Beauty, some Tatcha.
Flesh wins that battle all the way around. Listen, guys, I almost bought a bunch of Flesh makeup. I'm still gonna buy it. But the thing was, the video was gonna be called A Face Full of Flesh. But considering my love of horror, I was like, that's fine. But I thought a lot of people would be upset. Like, and it would get, like, once I hit monetization, it would get flagged. Like, you cannot have a video called A Face Full of Flesh. I'm like, that's the name of the brand. What do you want from me?
Also, Teresa says Smashbox equals ouchie vagina.
Oh, I'm trying.
Too real, too real.
It is. Think me how many times he crushes mine. He's like, you don't need it, Mama. You have me. I'm like, no, I need a human being, son.
Well, yeah, and Feffy was saying about Flesh, the names of the products, like the thick stick. I've said this in a video where I feel like they're a horror fan, or they have a really twisted sense of humor as a brand, but they didn't really match the like packaging or marketing. Like if this was like a creepy like Kat Von D or Lunatic Cosmetics style brand that had like Flesh as the name and all the weird different product names, I'd be like, I get you. I see what you're doing.
Oh, what? I did not know that.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that like early on in my makeup knowledge, and I was like, wow, that is a boring white name. Not that I know that Carol is white, but like
it is.
I just,
she probably
just
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I felt like.
Well, hold on. I think I have something from Flesh. I think I do. Hold on. Let me grab it because I really think I have something. Flesh. I do have something from Flesh.
I have to wait till Audra's back to read this comment. I'm just dying. Bethany, you were killing me with this comment of yours. So Bethany's comment was, Flesh should come out with a ball gag roller.
You know what? That would be kind of cool, though. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. So here's what I have. I have this little highlighter. Flesh. And you're right. I think they really could have done a badass horror aesthetic, and that would have been awesome. It's like a highlight. I don't like it because it just doesn't look good on me. Like, I can't make it. Like, it's a pretty glow, but it's boring. That's what it is. It's boring.
Yeah.
And it gives me shadow, like, on my face. It makes me look ill, and I'm not a fan.
Kara said, can you imagine the tutorial? Rub the thick stick on your face. Remember to wipe off any extra milk.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
I agree with Teresa. I feel like some of the brands with their products are like on the verge of naming something man milk face glaze. Well, we did have Too Faced with their stupid glitter mask named Glow Job that they then marketed to 15-year-olds like the they are. We've been there.
I really don't know. Yes. Ooh, she's just speaking my language. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the gloss in the pot.
I do want some of their lip glosses though. This is like coffee.
I've actually heard their lip glosses are pretty good in terms of their formula.
Well then, guess it's about to get some more lip gloss for her big juicy lips. 3 words that really get to hear together all the time. Big juicy lips.
I think we're both wearing Milani lip gloss, right? You said you were wearing. I just reapplied it earlier. Oh yeah, Feffy, the Glow Job and the Pat the Post powder. Yikes. Mm.
But the question is, like on this gloss, do you read it like Mike Tyson? Do you go, it's ludicrous? I'm just curious.
I didn't before, but I am now. Oh, and Teresa asked, what are you drinking, Audra?
This is a Imperial Java Stout from Santa Fe Brewing Company.
Oh,
It's pretty darn good. And it's 8% ABV in
nice.
a 12-ounce can.
I'm working on a big bottle of, well, not a big bottle, but a bottle of some pig in a sweater wine.
That looks good, though. That looks like some good-ass wine. The only reason I'm drinking beer today is because I've been drinking too much wine.
Oh, my gosh. We still have a product left. So
yes, we have a product left.
Into my last product. So I did a whole first impression of this palette, but I've continued to use it. And that is the Midas Cosmetics and Smoky Glow palette.
Yay!
So I did the whole pre-order, but I think they're going to be making more. This is my first time ever using Midas Cosmetics, which is another indie brand, and their formula is just fucking great. This palette has a nice mix of mattes and different formulas of shimmers, and the mattes are I'm telling. Okay, barely touched it. I mean, that's.
Ooh, I love me a good matte.
That's a rose pink. That's a hot pink.
That is so pretty.
That's like a purple. So they're extremely pigmented. There's neutrals in here. There's pretty gold shimmer. There's rose gold. I'm loving all the purple. So I think that Midas is pigmented. They swatch pretty well. They're pretty strong on the eyes in terms of transferring. I think they blend out pretty well, I would say, if you're going in with any of the really deep shades, be thoughtful where you place them. And don't think you can just go in and do that thing that you don't do, Audra, which is just go in with a brush and blend. But I think they're really pigmented. I like it in this palette because there are really flaky shimmers, and then there are more metallic-y shimmers, and I feel like they've done a good variety. That's the gold right there.
Ooh, see, I might pick it up now.
So I do think it's a nice palette. If you like berries and pinks and purples with some neutral, and you're looking to try an indie brand, I think this is a good palette. Oh, I know.
We do too.
I do too, because I'm I wish I could send you something for you to play with, and you could decide if you want to buy it.
Ooh, I don't think so. I think you'll be right.
So I don't feel like I have a green undertone, but I have a pretty yellow undertone. But I still love pink on me, as you can see with my wig and my glasses.
Yeah. I think you look great in pink. Oh, son of a bitch.
And Ashley asked, where's the palette made? They are made in China, but okay. Everything we buy is made in China. That's my point. So many things that are manufactured are made in China. And you might be more worried about it than I am, Ashley, but I feel like a lot of people are really freaked out about makeup. But the reality is that so many things that we buy, that a lot of us are still buying, are produced in China. And I think that it was they were shut down in precautions for the virus. I also personally think there's a lot of inherent racism in how we judge products that are made in China, especially when it comes to makeup. Yes, there's a lot of shitty makeup that comes out of that country. There's also some good makeup that comes out of that country. There's a lot of shitty makeup that comes out of the US and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I felt like they did a good job in terms of how they handle everything. There was delays and all of that. I thought they did a pretty good job of that. And I've had it for more than a few weeks and I haven't had any issues in terms of any kind of side effects. So that's kind of my take on it.
Well, yeah, and Fefi has here, like, people need to stop with the made in China equals bad shit.
Yeah.
Because here's a funny thing. It's weird, especially as an American, to hear people say that because they act like we make shit here. Like, they're like, all this bullshit from China. And I'm like, but like everything's from China. We don't make anything.
Saying, like, everything.
Like, like, I'm always stuck sitting there, be like, what do you mean? Like, what does American made mean? Like, we don't make a lot of stuff here, and even your cars that say made in America get away with it because, like, it's assembled here.
Yeah,
but it's parts of somewhere else.
That's what Keisha says in the chat. Made here in the USA. Don't ask where my supplies came from. Exactly. Yes. I buy from so many indie brands, and I'm very well aware that a lot of them that say they're made in America, that doesn't mean that their supplies are from there. So if you get shadows and then hand press them, but they were already pigments, and if you buy the packaging and you buy the shadows and they're both from China, you have them shipped to your home or your factory in Chicago, you hand press them, and then you say it's made in America, like,
yeah.
What's the difference? I mean, there's differences in terms of pay of labor and benefits and treatment. I understand that, but I do think that the made in China is inherently bad. It's just very loaded with a lot of bullshit, and we don't make a lot of things here in the US. So people that are inherently anti that, that's a bigger issue that I don't know how we're going to fix right now.
Yeah, I don't know how to help them because honestly, I mean, what are they going to buy? Like, there's nothing.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sad to say, but like, there's nothing you can buy at this point. It's just all.
Oh, and Ashley said, I always thought indies were made in the USA. Indie doesn't mean made in the USA. So how I think about indies, and everyone kind of defines it different, is that indie is independently owned. So somebody like ColourPop is not an indie brand, in my opinion, because they are owned by Seed Manufacturing, and Seed owns like ColourPop, Kylie, KKW, Tati, maybe somebody else. But they're made in America, but they're not an indie anymore. Whereas like, and somebody like I don't know with Nabla, they might be an indie, but I'm not sure. Somebody like, what am I thinking about? Milani probably has a parent company. L'Oreal has a parent company that owns a lot of different little brands. But like Midas doesn't have a parent company. Yeah. So they're an indie to me. Juvia's, I think, doesn't have a parent company.
Correct. That's my definition too. Like, you don't have there's not a company that owns you, that owns bunches of other brands. You're not beholden to this other company.
Exactly.
And their stockholders.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Stinky Egg says, at my work, a lot of things would say designed in Canada and then in tiny print assembled in China. Yep. And Birds, isn't ABH made in China? I know ABH, the 3 big Norvina palettes were made in China, and that was a change. And people were like, oh, why, I can get all these shadows from ABH for $60 now. That's because they're not producing it in the United States. So, and yeah, Fefi asked, Midas is literally one person, right? I'm pretty sure it's just the one main owner, and they're probably working with a factory, but the factory is not like an owner or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treats, be back. Give me a second. Boy needs treats.
Of course. Yeah. And I think, and Danica mentioned, we can try to support people that make homemade stuff like soap, etc., or farms. I think that's fair. I think makeup gets tricky with the whole like homemade thing because, makeup is something that like goes on your eyes, it goes on your lips. So making it at home, blending it at home, that gets a little sketchy to me. Like, I don't know, soap feels different, but things that I'm going to put on my face, yeah, I feel a little bit more like I'll buy from a place that uses a factory. Yeah, Keisha, I don't want cat hair in my blush. Exactly. I already get cat hair in my blush. I have blushes and I have cats. I don't need to buy it with that in there.
And I already don't even like eat food when like I don't even like potlucks because I'm always like, ugh, she's bringing food? No, thank you. Because there's always that person who brings bland things. Yeah. Sorry, it's just Bo. He's getting his like because he's gonna go out. Like I came home today and he pooped a lot. So after this, I'm going to go take him for another walk. Unseasoned potato salad. Yes. Or worse, it's got corn in it for no fucking reason. Who is that?
And raisins. They put raisins in it.
Like I put raisins in that. I'm like, why? Nobody asked for that.
Danica, we don't want hairy lipsticks. Yeah.
Oh shit! Don't open up that can of worms again. That'll get a whole lot of people fired up.
Started on that issue. Let's not.
Yeah, I've had a bit too much to drink to get angry about that. The last thing I have.
Yes.
Funnily enough, the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit. Okay. Now when I open this, I don't want to hear any shit because it did drop. So the only thing I hate about it is that there's not a mirror in it. You see how like, oh, sad face. But the thing that I love about these, like literally the only face palettes I will have now are highlighting palettes because I can find a use for virtually, and not just any highlight palette. It's got to be like a funky colored, like funky colors, because I can use everything in it. But what I love about these is initially I was just like, ooh, if this is going to be to this or this is going to be to that. I have the pink heart on my cheeks, and it's on my forehead, and it's on my nose, and it's on my lip right there. I have it everywhere, and it just looks like I'm glowing.
Pink heart is amazing.
I know. But I think what I like about it too is that all of the colors look pretty and they look gorgeous and they are luminescent. And you can just, for like instance, the blue ice, I tend to use more often for my inner eye because it's got like a bit of a purple hue. But if you mix the blue ice with like the pink, so that's the thing that I like about these is it's just very, you would think it's going to be extremely like blue or purple or ashy was my original thought when I saw this. I think I got this in a Allure beauty box of all things.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, this is $40 and that Allure beauty box was like $15. Crazy. Yeah. That's why I was so pissed off when I broke it because I finally got to where I was loving this thing. But that's what I'm talking about. Is like all of the colors are just very vibrant and they're pretty, but they end up like if you use it on your hand, you're gonna think one thing. If you just put it on your hand, you're gonna be like, oh, it's not. It's gonna make me look ashy. But I put it on my cheeks. I've worn it for filming before, and it just looks luminescent, gorgeous, and it's not necessarily like the purple color that you think it is. It just has like a little bit of a tinge that gives you like the space age kind of looking where you're like, ooh, I just came from space. I'm a fembot. But like you still look normal.
So I've been talking to Audra and she told me that hers dropped. So I was like, well, I've depotted. I had the Moonchild and the Aurora glow kits. The Moonchild I had first and I had like, it was I was obsessed. This is my pink heart. That's how much I use it. And I have it put aside because I'm like, I don't use it now because I have a bunch of other color highlighters that I just reach for more often. But like that's how much I loved it. And even my blue ice, which I have set aside for you, has a dip in it, like that you can kind of see. Like I used it a lot, and you're gonna get it in a palette that has a mirror. So there you go. I love highlighters. Well, so Ashley said I'm guessing duochrome highlighters are for the face are next for indies. They've been around for a long time. Like indies might have been doing duochrome before ABH, but they definitely were doing it after. Luxie Beauty, Kristen Lee Cosmetics, Divina Cosmetics, Cleona, they've all been doing it since at least when ABH released Moonchild, if not probably beforehand. So I would say if you're looking for like one color and you want to try something out, I love my indies, but that Moonchild is great.
It is like I don't know, it's pretty phenomenal, and I like it because also if you feel like the colors got a little bit out of hand, like this is why I like it too. It's because like when I started using it and then like using this, I was just like, I'm a glowy bitch. But she was saying the 7 swells that Etsy makeup sounds like an infection waiting to happen. So here's the thing. Poshmark, Etsy, those resale sites, I don't fuck with it. And I'm not bougie. I'm not better than anybody. Here's why I don't care if you can disinfect it. I don't care.
Yeah.
The problem is I'm buying makeup from someone I don't know. And if I don't know you and I'm buying makeup from you, like that whole thing is sketchy to me. That's how I am. I sold when I used to do Poshmark, but I can't because I'm too fucking lazy. It's too much work. I don't care what anybody says. They're like, oh, Poshmark isn't that bad. I'm like, yes, it is. It's a horror. It's a nightmare. I hate doing it. If I could just be like, here, I have some shit for sale. Do you want to buy it? And they bought it, fine. But I have to take pictures and do a description. Too much. Point that I'm trying to get to. Chaotic energy. The point I'm trying to get to is I just can't buy makeup like that. It really upsets me that people do. When I sold it, it was like all still wrapped, never opened. Like I did not sell anything that had been opened, and it just sketches me out that people are like, I just swatched it. I'm like, I don't know you, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, you could have swatched after you stuck your finger in your butthole.
And I think
I'm sorry.
makeup in particular is, I think, more focused on like people that are hand making makeup and selling that. And to me, that's where Instagram and YouTube come in clutch, because if I find an indie brand that I'm interested in, I'm going on YouTube, I'm going on Instagram, I'm going to look at the Instagram brand page, but I'm also going to look at posts they were tagged in or search their name in a hashtag and see what people are saying. If I don't see that many like reviews on YouTube or even just post on Instagram,
I'll put some more glass on that note.
I'm not gonna buy it because I don't want syphilis. If I want it, I'll get it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
But I think you just have to be really careful, because some people that are selling on Etsy are completely legit and are doing it in ways that are safe and all of that and have gotten good reviews. But there are plenty of people that are doing it that you're just like, as somebody else in the chat said, like, they seem very, very anti-vax, and I don't want that in my life.
Good night, Danica.
Oh, good night, Danica.
Welcome to Lynn Marie. We're getting close to wrapping up, but welcome.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because like you were saying, Emily, here's the thing about homemade, right? There's no regulation. Yeah. That's where my issue comes in. I'm not saying that people who make things by hand or whatever are gross or whatever, because I have a fabulous woman. I haven't talked to her in so long, and just when I wanted to, this all happened. But she made body butters and body scrubs, and it's amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But I knew her, and so I knew how she would process things. She's a very clean person, so it was okay for me to like buy that from her. And I started just by buying a little bit and just checking it out. There was nothing weird with them. But the problem is when you're making stuff from your house, there's no regulation. So it's like if I'm making a facial cleanser for you and I accidentally spit in it, like by talking a lot, like there's nothing to be done for that. And like you have no idea what's happened, like you got my weird juju spit in your in your cleanser. So I'm just saying, like, it's just stuff like that you don't think about, and it's a middle ground. And I feel like you said, get online and start researching, because these days you can find everything online this fast. You can even find out them scammers on Instagram who are like, DM me, we should collab, and you're like, is this real? Nope.
even the Instagram ads you see, like, I don't even think about Etsy so much. I think about all the IG ads. It's just like I've heard multiple people say, yeah, I gave an ad my money. It's been a month, heard nothing. It's like, yeah, I don't want to buy an Instagram ad. Also, yes, cold sore, herpes, all kinds of stuff. And the thing with a lot of the Etsy makeup, I remember, I don't know if they were on Etsy or if they were just on their own site. There was a brand that was doing pressed glitters when they were like, you know, in this like glitter gel almost formula. And I feel like they like blew up. And then 6 months later, someone noticed their glitters were molding. And then a bunch of people realized their glitters were molding. And it's like, that's what happens if you're not taking any precautions and you just got really big off of like some viral looking glitter in a pan. It's like, if it seems too good to be true, that makeup product might be too good to be true.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think
Yes,
about. I figured you would have, Kesha, but I just don't understand it. Cause I guess because the way that I end up looking at it is, I think it's fine for you to hand make stuff. I think it's fine for you to have your business or what, but I think that you have to start elevating your standards to a level that's outside of I'm making this body butter in my kitchen. Like you have to really start getting the right pot to put everything in and making sure everything's sterilized. Like you really have to get to a point where you are thinking about actually being a real business and not just like I'm making this out of my kitchen. Does that make sense? It's just it's like YouTube. You start out having a good time and
exactly.
like you stop having a good time, but eventually you start realizing you want to make a go of it and you're serious about it. And so you have to pay attention to what you're doing. And you have to start being like, okay, well, what direction do I want to take this stuff and get serious? Otherwise, I mean, it's just gross, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's like so many of these like little, and not just Etsy brands, but like little indie brands that I'll see kind of popping up. It, to me, as somebody who's been really into makeup for like a while now and really loves indie brands, I start to see like, okay, you're probably buying a private label product. You're probably making that by hand and it's not very well made, or like I don't know that in particular, but you can kind of start like getting a feel for products because you'll see like the same style of 9-pan palette, or you'll see the same pressed glitter or the same kind of thing, or you'll see the like loose shadow in a pot, and I'm like, I don't want your loose shadows in a pot that you store together in your bowl and like package them and there's no sifter and like the label's gonna wear off. Like just like how as YouTubers we're expected to like step up every like with kind of every bit of channel growth, like I expect more about from the makeup industry, from indies to big corporate companies, because the competition is so strong.
Yeah, I mean, like you're queen. You're the queen of eyeshadow and colorful indie brands, and I feel like I'm becoming the foundation queen. But you know, and it's stuff like that. Like I will tell people all day long, there's nothing wrong with drugstore foundation. For me, one of the biggest reasons that I don't wear it all that often is because they don't have my shade. So that's a thing. They don't have my color. So I go elsewhere and spend a lot more money. But the difference between the two is it's not what people think it is. You know what I mean? Like I think that a lot of people think that the difference is like, oh, it's going to be more luxurious, and it's not really that. It's just there's slight variations in ingredients. A lot of these have the same ingredients in them. It's just how they formulated it, and so it just depends on which formula of this that you like. So far, I like virtually everything except for Maybelline. Maybelline can eat dick. Moving on.
Ashley was asking Smolder Cosmetics. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if that's
I don't either.
You're referencing. But the thing that you mentioned about foundation, and you mentioned, I think in your last live about like, you know, a lot of the more expensive foundations that you have, you're able to use much less of them when you apply. Yeah. That was a good reminder to me where I'm like, oh yeah, that's something that I've noticed. Like that's why for a long time I really mainly bought more mid-range or higher end concealers, and I wasn't really a fan of drugstore concealers because I felt like they were all really like coverage, and I don't want to have to sit here and layer and layer and layer. Only lately with like the Milani concealer, this e.l.f. concealer that's like a favorite and I'm still testing, have I come back to appreciate some drugstore concealers, but I'm still kind of more I'm still interested in higher end concealers, and I want to try more varieties because I feel like I can get better coverage with less product. And I'm willing to pay for that because, like, I had a tube of like Too Faced concealer that, you know, I don't love the brand now, but like I loved that concealer and it lasted me for like a year.
Yeah.
Like it lasted for so long, and I was like, okay, I spent $29 on that. But it lasted me for a year. And,
and if you keep your foundation like closed tightly and clean, most of the time you're going to be able to keep it for a very long time. It's one of those things where I'm just like, meh. But I mean, I think that a lot of people get very hung up on, because I had Giorgio Armani foundation. I had 2 bottles of it. I got it from, I don't know how in the world I got it, but influencer sent it to me. This was 2016, I think it was 2017. And honestly, like some of my other foundations, I think at that time it was like $64, $66 for each bottle. So I had like 120 some odd dollars or $130 just sent to me for free.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't actually like it that much. I think that I convinced myself that I liked it because it was Giorgio Armani, and I was like, Armani, I'm so special. But later, like I look back now, and I didn't really like the coverage. I didn't like the way it felt on my face. It felt very much like I was wearing foundation. I hated it. So it was just like, I mean, I could just, and that was kind of how I ended up finding Tarte. And that's why I say, like, I apply foundation with a brush because you have more control and you're not wasting the product. I find that, like, I put it on my hand and I just kind of like dab it, like swirl it around a little bit, and then just like do light feather strokes all over my face. And instead of just like going pump, and then grabbing my beauty blender and doing this, and then just being like, smear it on my face. Like, I don't know. I don't like that I don't like that because I feel like you're just using so much. Even when you're just trying to dab, the beauty blender sucks up so much of the product.
Yeah.
That when you're doing it for foundation, I get using it for concealer. I wouldn't use it for a foundation. I did for a long time, but as soon as I switched to a brush, I was like, bitch, get out of here.
Oh, good night, Kara. She's heading out.
Good night, Kara.
Like foundation experience, so I feel like I tend more towards the sponge, but it's also because I hate the feeling of things on my skin in that way. So I would always like veer towards like shearing it out. But it's also something that I'm just not like, I'm not as experienced with, like taking a more full coverage kind of foundation and going in very lightly with a brush. But I think it's a fair comparison because people think like, oh, well, this is what the beauty gurus do. And I think that's been the nicest thing with watching somebody like Robert Welsh, who's like, you don't have to do what the beauty gurus do.
Thank you.
Just because you see it on YouTube doesn't mean it's best for your skin or your makeup. So
yeah, I mean, because I think people miss, especially when it comes to a full coverage foundation, they miss the point. It is full coverage. The intent is not for you to have to put on layer and layer and layer. It's not a light to medium. This is full coverage. So the intent was never there for you to cake your face. It wasn't like, that was never the intent. But here we are on YouTube being like,
or the like paintbrush style foundation brushes, and they're just applying it, not blending it. But also, Yolande doesn't like Mr. Welch. What? I mean, not out, but like,
is it because he goes like this?
I'm curious to hear your perspective on why you don't like him.
I would like to know. Seriously, like, not that you're gonna get.
Exactly.
No one's gonna read you to filth.
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
I don't like a lot of very popular big beauty gurus, and I'm happy to share who they are. And I don't like them.
Same. There's a lot of big people. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Also, Feffy, this was an idea that I said that Audra should do because I think she's really good at foundation and bases. The what beauty gurus do for pictures and for videos and bright lights, very different from what people do and could do in real life that looks good.
It really is. I mean, it's night and day. That's actually what very quickly, I think I may have talked about, I'm pretty sure I talked about this last night, but that's what taught me very quickly that the insane amount of concealer and all the contouring and all of that looked fucking crazy was when I saw a photo. That's what did it. I saw a picture of me like with my full YouTube makeup on and the flash hit me. Girl, I look like the fucking Crypt Keeper. I am not kidding. In person, I look snatched. But on film, like in that picture, no, I looked horrible. My eyes were sunken in because you got to think like light is coming at your face now.
Yeah.
And a flash is hitting you. So everywhere where you made light be is now like sunken in the dark bar. So you're in a dark bar, a picture's being taken. I look like the Crypt Keeper. Everything is just a mess. You could see all the concealer that was here, every ounce of powder. That's the kind of stuff that just really got me the fuck off of YouTube makeup and not like I say YouTube in the general census, right? But you have to play a little bit with how you're doing things. You can't just slather everything on your face and be like, oh, well, I saw that this is how they apply concealer. I'm going to make this big ass triangle. I don't fuck with that triangle. Like if I'm doing it, a lot of times there's a little space here that I put concealer when I've decided to wear it. And then I blend it all the way out and up. Like I blend down here first and then up. Because the way at the end of the day, like if I'm really doing my makeup, there's going to be eyeshadow here. I'm not going to stress about my fine lines. I'm not. I'm getting older. It's ridiculous for me to act like the skin under here is going to suddenly magically be smooth. It's not. So like, I'm not going to suddenly be 15 with like a flawless ass face with no zit. Wait, I don't have any zits now. But anyways.
I mean, same, but you know. So Yolanda says the feminist in me hates him tearing into other women's makeup application and where are his credentials. So I feel you on the feminist part because I'm pretty much I'm misogynist. I'll say it.
Thank you, Tracy.
But I also think that oh yeah, good night, Keisha. I also think
night, Keisha. Thank you for the laugh.
He has talked about working in the field, in the industry. I get less annoyed by him than I do by Wayne Goss.
Wayne Goss, thank you.
Where's Wayne Goss's credentials? Where's his work? And he's been around.
Apparently he makes bomb ass brushes. I've seen that he makes some really bomb ass brushes. I'm just now starting to get way into my brush game, but I wanted to actually try regular people foundation brushes because I'm a regular bitch and I don't want to be over here. Like, I'm not saying anything rude about anybody who talks about like expensive brushes. What I'm saying is I'm a regular ass bitch, and as a regular ass bitch, I need to be able to tell somebody like, this is all right. But I don't. Okay, so the thing about Wayne Goss is, because here's the thing about Robert Welsh. At least I've seen photos of him like on a set of some form.
And I've also seen him apply his makeup multiple times to his face, which, as Chris said, she's never seen Wayne Goss actually apply makeup.
No, he just applies like foundation and does little things like that. He'll be like, this is what you do.
And I agree with, so Fefi said she feels the way about Wayne that Yolanda does about Robert. Yeah. I agree with Fefi in that I think that Robert isn't mean about it. I think he has his feelings about what is theory and what is not. And I think because from my perspective is, the way he's talked about things is encouraging enough to me that I've tested them out and I see validity in some of his advice. So because I personally tested it out, I'm like, okay, so I might not agree with everything he says, or I might not follow everything he says because I don't. But I've tried the techniques and I think he has some perspective about it.
I will agree with that, but I think that some of that is not on purpose. And by what I mean by that is like he's reacting to it and he's trying. Like if you pay attention to him, like I pay attention. I used to watch this show called Lie to Me, and I learned a lot about micro expressions because of it, because I'm a freak. We're gonna move past it. But a lot of his micro expressions, when he's really actually trying not to be rude and not to be like, ugh, he'll sit there and you can like actually, if you pause it at the right spots, you can see the micro expression where he's trying to smile at, and he goes, like he has like those kind of reactions are involuntary. Like there are things that you cannot help. Like you can look at something and just be like, I can't believe they're doing that. And like, it's like me when I see somebody in the shoe store and they're putting the shoe on their bare foot, and I'm just like, relieving. Like, I cannot control that reaction. There's not a lot I can do about that. When I see it, it instantly makes me sick. And I think that there are things that he definitely doesn't like to see. And he tries really hard to not let it bother him. But when he sees it, he's just like, ugh, why? Why are they putting on all that concealer? Like,
and Tracy mentioned he's also British, so their humor is drier than what we're used to. I love British humor, so I feel like that's also part of why I enjoy him. But Yolanda mentioned she's going to make a video on how his theory is wrong, is often wrong. I want to see that because you can always change my mind. I'm not like, the thing is I try not to like stan anyone.
no.
I enjoy his sense of humor. I enjoy a lot of British creators and comedians because I enjoy a British sense of humor. But, you know, if somebody points something out to me, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be like, you're wrong. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I like about Nappy-Headed Hoba T, as she is, but she's known here as Nappy-Headed Hoba. One of the things I really like about her, she talks about parasocial relationships. And so I'm very, very careful about getting too involved in a parasocial relationship. Like, me and Emily are actually friends. I almost guarantee you guys we're going to get off of this live and we're going to be talking to each other later. Like, we talk to each other outside of YouTube. But I don't allow myself to get like I love BRIT CLARKE, but I don't talk to her outside of YouTube, right? I don't have a Marco Polo group with her. I don't have any of that. And I think she's fantastic, but I'm not going to find myself getting super attached to someone who I don't personally know. I know Emily. So if she was like, hey, I'm coming to Texas, I'd be like, fuck yeah, bitch, we're going to hang out. Like for real, like, yes, but there are other people who I like from YouTube, but I don't know them. And if they said that they were coming to Texas, I would be like, good for you. Like, because I don't know them. Like, I don't know you. So the last thing I want to do is, like, I have enough social anxiety. I don't know you. The last thing I want to do is meet you in a social setting when I already hate it and I don't know you. So, you know.
I think that the whole parasocial dynamic is a huge part that I keep thinking about from, I think Samantha Ravindall, either she talked about it on her channel or maybe she talked about it. She has a podcast with her like friend and roommate. Maybe it was the podcast where they talked about it. But I've definitely watched a couple of different videos and like listened to that a lot. And it's helped me remember that is a thing that we kind of build with other people that we like watch or follow on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. And I really try to remember, like, I don't know that person. I might like them. I might even have a girl crush on them, or because oftentimes it's fellow women, but I don't know them. Like, if something happened between you and I, or between like Lacey and I, or Kara and I, or like people that like actually talk to me on a regular basis, I have to have like kind of a heart to heart, either with myself or with them, to like figure out how I feel. But if it's, you know, just somebody that I enjoy watching that I've never really interacted with beyond the YouTube space, I gotta chill out and like just let them be them. And if I don't like their content anymore, or I disagree with something, that's on me to figure out how I want to deal with it. That's not on them to like change and conform to go back to who I thought they were.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unlike my, relationship with Justin Long, my secret boyfriend, we're going to make this happen. That's real. That's a real thing. It's going to happen. Listen, I need y'all to make this happen. Justin Long is, I just have to do it one time. I just feel like he's freaky. That's all I'm saying. I feel like Justin Long is a freak between the sheets, and I want to experience it. And I think that it's only fair. He's 5'9". We are the perfect height to lay next to each other. Like, I've already worked this out anyways.
I think it's really funny because your taste in men is so
creepy.
It's not at all my taste in human beings. So
weird people.
You get that carrot taco action. You go for it, as Chris in the chat says it through. But I'm good. I will promote your Justin Long design.
Yes.
So we'll figure it out.
Like we need to be like hashtag Justin and Audra. He'll have to see it.
Is he on TikTok?
I
don't know.
Like Justin a meeting. And on that note,
SFB says Audra has plans. She's trying to make plans.
Listen, it just has to be one time. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be 40. Like I'm close to death. Can we just? I'm reaching my old age. Like, can I just have like? Can't they have a make-a-wish for like old people? Like you're just old. Can like you just old if you want you want a thing? Like I'm old and I want a thing. Can I have the thing?
Oh my God.
I guess like that would be prostitution. Like Justin Long, you have to have sex with this black lady. Like and he's over there with his long face. Like
I'm just gonna say I have no problem with any kind of sex work. So do what you gotta do, girl. Oh, Alex, I didn't even know you were in here. Alex,
I didn't either.
Emily, and obviously happy to be able to talk to her as often as I do. As I get older, I learn to better navigate these parasocial relationships and keep boundaries. Exactly. I have to say, I said this to Alex, and I want to say to Audra, I'm very introverted. Alex and Audra and these close friends that I've been able to find through the internet, I can actually have like video chats back and forth a lot at a much higher capacity than I've been able to in the past, like in terms of phone calls or like just interacting with people. And I'm so grateful because I'm just like, I don't think I could have dealt with this if it was like 5 years ago or however long ago when we were all calling each other. I'd be like, sorry, I can't talk to you.
Super busy.
But like Instagram, Marco Polo, Twitter, whatever, I'm just like, good with that. I could do with it.
And sincerely, Alex, BTW, I was looking at your Instagram and I've got to say, are you not editing your photos? Because if you're not, fuck yeah. Because I see your skin, girl. I see you, boo. I see you out there representing. I always want to end these kinds of things with a lot of positivity. And one of the biggest things I want to talk about is like, please stop smoothing your fucking photos, y'all. This is how we look, okay? Like I have texture in my pictures and my Instagram. I don't care because that's my skin. I'm not a newborn baby, and even they have texture. You're welcome. But like, we can't just keep acting like we're all fucking mannequins. We're not mannequins. I noticed that, and I was really looking at her photo because I was like, her skin is so beautiful. And the thing that I found beautiful about it was that it wasn't touched the fuck up. That's why I found it beautiful. Like, obviously her eyelids were bomb, but I found it extra beautiful because, and I don't know why, but like, I think it's because so many people are doing all this, all the smoothing and all of this, that it literally looks like everybody's photo. And when you see people who aren't doing it, I'm like, damn, look at you. And even if they are, they're doing it to such a minimal degree that it's not even something where you're concerned. Hi, baby. We're going to have to go soon, guys. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't really edit aside from playing with brightness, sharpness, but thank you, Audra.
Yes, girl, I was just noticing that today. Thank you for being a real ass bitch. Seriously. I'm sorry I called you a bitch if you find it offensive. Sorry.
I love finding more and more people that are just like doing what they want in terms of their balance of like face product, eye product. Like I really like a lot of blush, a lot of highlight, a lot of eyeshadow. I'm fortunate enough. I know I'm lucky to have skin that I feel comfortable not doing a lot to.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you want a really full coverage face and you don't want to do much on your eyes, that's cool. Or if you want to do like barely anything on all over your face, cool. Like, I just love seeing people doing whatever they want to do and not feeling like they have to be like full coverage, bold, everything like perfectly contoured. And it's like, no, just like do what makes you happy.
It really is. I mean, like I can switch in between. Like I will wear full coverage foundation, but you see me every day. Like I wear a full coverage foundation and mascara. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I do my face, but I don't do anything to my eyes and almost nothing to my lips. I just wear the stuff. He's got to poop.
Yes.
He's got to poop, guys.
It's only 2 hours, so I feel like we've been doing a good amount of chatting, and I just wanted to say Teresa mentioned earlier that she appreciates the internet to be able to connect with people as
yes.
I agree, and our little chat community is great, and I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Bethany, it's awesome.
And
so listen, guys, if you would make sure you give this video a big thumbs up at the end. Hi. Before you leave, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And Bo's got to poop. He's got deuces to drop. If you'd like us to continue doing this series, because I'd really like to, because I like to spend time with Emily, like regardless of if we're on YouTube or not. But it'd be cool to do it on YouTube, and we'll switch between each other's channels and just like hang out doing this. So if you'd like that, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up, and then let us know in the comments later. You don't have to watch the whole 2 hours again, but just let us know in the comments, again, if you want us to do this again on a weekly basis or every 2 weeks, because I'm down. It doesn't bother me none.
And I feel like I have plenty of shit I can talk about that's new and that's old. So I'm happy to do this as often as y'all want to watch.
Yeah. And also, I just bought a shitload of stuff. We're not going to talk about it right now. You know about the stuff I bought. I haven't told you. There's nothing extra yet.
I might be doing my makeup is real strong right now, so no shame. And we can consider this a safe space to talk about new stuff as well.
Yeah.
And for anyone that's feeling whatever about it, you'll know ahead of time.
Yeah. If you are still buying, feel free to buy. We're not going to judge you if you buy from Sephora, if you buy Kat Von D, whatever the fuck. If you buy Jeffree Star, I ain't going to fuck shit on you either. All right, guys. We love you so, so much. I thank each and every one of you for coming. Thank you for all of the questions. You really made this worthwhile and so fun. I love you. Bye, Mindy. Bye, Treebirds. Bye, Bethany. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Chris. Thank you to everybody. Thank you for making this an amazing chat, and have a great evening. Take care of yourself.
Bye, guys.
Bye.